Alright, welcome back, generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 hour to make the best game ever. Last session we have been implementing this function here for the most part and testing it a little bit. It seems to have worked, but I have some question marks because I don't quite understand what I've written here myself. So I'm a bit suspicious about this thing here. Let's put a breakpoint here. Yeah, let's put a breakpoint. Let's compile. So we compare. Then we select some functions. Set this to 5. Swap the pane. Okay, so items 2. So the remainder should be 3 now, right? Yeah. 3. Available remainder 0. Index 1. So remainder, available remainder 3. And 3. So we have 4 then. 4. And the page is larger than 0. Page index 0. Four. Static. Yeah, so somehow it works. Somehow it works. Leftover page index remainder. Items are contained in page. I feel a bit uncomfortable not understanding the code that we have just written. Okay. Why does this code work? Okay, there are two question marks. Why is this correct and why is this correct? Right. So leftover page index remainder. If items are not contained in page, right, then we still have a remainder. Yeah, we still have a remainder. But when the items are contained in the page, available items. Something feels weird here. And it's so suspicious that it works. So somehow I don't understand it. How is this correct? If items are not contained in the page, okay, items are contained in the page. Oh, Jesus. Items are contained. Items are not contained in page. And then what happens? Leftover page, index remainder. Yeah. Item size, page size. Items are not contained in page. Leftover page index. Item size. Usable items. This algorithm is really complicated because of how we use the data, right? Since we chunk the data in these ways, it's so complicated. Oh. I mean, it's good that it works, but like no one can maintain this. It's so complicated. I can't maintain it myself. This logic is so complicated. Page is incomplete. Page index. Consume or fill last page with remaining items. I wonder if there's a simpler way to implement this. Okay, can we think about why we only increment? I mean, we cannot go -1, right? So it has to be like this, but can we reason why we do it like this? So incrementing the page index here, decrementing the page index makes sense when we kill the remainders here, right? These remainders getting killed when we go. So we are here at this index. We kill those remainders, and then so that the array now starts here, right? And then so this will be the new index position. The start of the index position. Yeah. So the index always has to start here. And so the index could, for example, be here, right? Here. And so this would be index 0 and this index 1, and then index 1 would then start here. Page index, yeah. Okay, and for the last case, so if we are at page index 0 and we still have available remainders, index remainder. Okay, so it always needs to have a remainder, because whenever we reach the end here, I wonder if there's a way to write this easier, simpler. This logic here is kind of similar to this here. I wonder if we can somehow go into this path also for the last page. Like, is it really necessary to do this here? Because essentially, if this was the last page here, and item index was the last. So let's say page index was 0. 0 times page size is 0. Item index 0. Right, and then 0 smaller this, and then available items would be item size minus item index, yeah. Usable item size per page. Okay, I would like to make a copy of this function. So essentially we have one that seems to work. Let's lock this in. This works. So if we remove this, let's say if page index is smaller than 0, then we return. This looks also strange. Okay, that doesn't even work correctly to begin with. 2. 23. Okay, that doesn't work. Try turn page. Page index. Page index. I don't understand how this flow works, even after I've written it myself. Try turn page if the remainders from the previous page. Page is incomplete. I wonder if there's a simpler way to implement this. Okay, I really don't know. This is so complicated. Okay, how about we test a bit more this implementation? See if it's all nice and well. I simply have no clue how to improve this. Why it's so hard to read this. It's so hard. This flow is really super complicated. Maybe it helps if we break it into more smaller functions. Not sure. page index equals 1, 0, page size. Skip page index because the remainder has skipped the items towards the new page. Okay, how do we describe this one here? Last page with remaining items. Skip page index because the remainder has skipped the items towards the new page. Try turn page if there are remainers. Always set remainders. Always set remainders. Set remainder always. Even if it covers covers a whole page. Set remainder always, even if it covers a whole page. Set remainder, even if it covers a whole page. The whole page. I think it would also be possible to not set a remainder here if this was 0, I think it would not be necessary to set a remainder. I think. So we could say if const int remainder if remainder is larger than 0, I think this would work as well. Yeah, I think this makes more sense, yeah. Mm-hmm. 10. Mm-hmm. Init mouse. 3. Set redraw. Yeah. Yeah. So I think like this makes it a bit more logical. It's not a bug to always set this, because then this page index takes care of like fixing it again. But I think this is logically more sound. Else set remainder if so required. Set remainder if so required. It is possible. It would be okay to set the remainder always. It would be okay to set the remainder always, but set remainder if so required. It would be okay to set the remainder always, but it would be okay to set the remainder always because the logic above would modify the page index. modify the page index accordingly. Set remainder if so required. It would be okay to set the remainder always, because the logic above would modify the page index accordingly. It would be okay to set the remainder always. But all that would do is run through the, basically it would just run through this logic once. But on that note, page index. Yeah. Runs through the remainder, runs through the remainder processing logic once. Else, nothing left to do. Our page has been filled. Process remainder. Try turn the page if there are remainders. Try turn the page if turn the page if there are if all remainders can be filled. Not all remainders not all remainders were filled. Page is incomplete. Not all remainders were filled. Page is incomplete. Next page has been reached. Skip. Skip items. Next page has been reached. Skip items accordingly. Skip page index because the skip page index because items towards the new page were skipped as well. Skip page index because items towards the new page were skipped as well. Else last page is an exception. Cannot skip. The last page is an exception. Cannot skip. Okay, I hope these comments help explain the stuff, but it's still quite complicated. Okay, let's test it once more. It really is quite complicated, yeah. This stuff. Okay, so let's select here these functions. So we have 7. Let's put it on 5. We see 5 functions and 2 more. Okay, that looks good. Let's change it to 1. We can skip forward 7. Let's make it 4. Now there is if we go like 1 and we skip forward to 7 and now we skip this forward, it still shows 7. Now the question is, if we modify this, should this be modified? Maybe, because it's kind of weird that, yeah, let's go to my gosh, this function. Okay, so let's delete this stuff here. And function entries, function entries, control. Let's add a page counts. Let's add a new function. Static void function entries controls. Okay, void. Then we take this stuff here and we put it here. Then we take this guy and then we call this one here. There we go. Give it the descriptor. Maybe we put this here in place. Can remove this. Okay, so what I would like to do is when this guy changes max, page count max, so if page count is larger than this one, then we adjust this. Or how about we just do a descriptor std max std min. There we go. Okay, so basically if we go here and now we go to page 7 and now we decrease this, then it goes down. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Double click to input value. Oh, you cannot double click this. Click and drag to edit value. Hold Shift Alt for faster slow edit. Okay, so let's see how it performs in release. Railway step info. Good. So that was pretty fast. Then we select this guy, Control A. That was pretty fast. I think this is pretty cool. So last page contains J underscore. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I think the paging works pretty good. Even with 100 per page. Works pretty fast. Well, feels good to me. Let's look at it on the... Where's the demo? Ah, the demo is not here. Yeah. Okay, let's make a performance capture of this one. Just to see some numbers. Let's make it 100. Actually, hold on. Okay, let's create a new capture. Hold on. We need to launch it through data unassemblize. There we go. Okay, let's refresh. There we go. Attach. And start capture. Click, compare. Click all. There we go. There we go. Okay. Stop capture. Okay, so I don't know why the cores are shown at the top. Okay, so here we have the work queue. Let's see, work queue. So let's see how long the loading took. Here, loading. So the loading took 444 milliseconds. Let's check on the previous one, but that shouldn't have changed. It's probably the same. It's up here. Okay, so here's the loading, and that one is, oh, that one is, yeah, this the same. Nothing has changed there. That's fair. Load config. Yeah. Okay, let's look at the GUI. So here somewhere at the end, so we see that the more the more windows are being rendered, the longer this takes, right? So here we have one update takes 30 milliseconds, which is pretty outrageous. Let's go to our new code here. Yeah. It's almost not visible. Let's go to somewhere at the end. So I think here we flick through the let's see where we have finished loading. Where we have finished loading, here around the 8,500 mark, right? So disassemble step, let's see how long it takes. Oh boy. Disassemble from start to finish took up to here, I think. 2.12, a bit longer, plus these here. So maybe, yeah, 2.1 seconds roundabout. 2.1 seconds. And afterwards, the UI renders with super fast frame time. Update takes 600 milliseconds. Yeah, I think that's good. So there's still some cost, so it's 370 milliseconds. So there is some cost to this menu, but I mean, 370, I think is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, our budget is 16 milliseconds. Wait, what did I say? This is microseconds. 370.5 microseconds. Yeah. Or 370,500 nanoseconds. Yeah. So this is well below 1 millisecond, a third of a millisecond. So yeah, this is very good. Yeah. Okay, and then here towards the end, I think we flicked through. What did we do here? Save any settings to disk, new frame. Okay. New frame. Okay, so here we have some longer frames as we flick through. Yeah, but that's only when we flick through, because then it needs to update stuff. When it's idle, then we are still looking at just 1.2 milliseconds here. And frame, new frame. Yeah. 1.2 milliseconds. Yeah, let's say round about 1 millisecond, roundabout, when it's idle, right? Sometimes faster, sometimes slower. So here we do some action. There it takes 7 milliseconds. I think that's when we flick through the views. Otherwise, yeah. Maybe with 100 items, it seems to be around 1.4 milliseconds, roundabouts. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, basically we have made it much faster, that's for sure. So before we had, in the worst case, like 30 milliseconds updates on this. Just our updates. What would be the whole function? Run 115 milliseconds. Oof. $400 milliseconds. Holy shit. Oh no, but there are multiple frames inside now. Update. Yeah, no, a frame is 62 milliseconds. 32, 30, let's say 30. Sometimes longer. Sometimes shorter. Okay, but certainly it was a lot, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's much faster. Okay, cool. I wonder if we should put these guys here in another window, child window, because yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it makes sense to have another frame in here where you have another scroll bar which just contains this, and then you can scroll in there so that this one can be inside view as you scroll this. Because if I scroll now here, then the slider is not visible anymore, but maybe it shouldn't be. I don't know. Let's see. If we created a child, function entry. So basically here we create a child, right? that contains these guys. So it will be, let's get a child somewhere here, copy here. So let's call it functions, function entries. And we say okay, so let's say what happens if we just create this reset, just child, if child dot is content visible, put this inside. Okay, what happens? Oh, it failed. Why? Oh. Okay, so basically now, instead of having a scroller here, we have a scroller here. Is that good? Maybe. The problem though is then, if we put it here, like so, then we have incredibly little space here. So essentially this forces us to collapse these things. So let's say we expand this, and now we make this smaller, then we have a scroll bar here. Yeah, it's a bit tight, no? Yeah. I'm not sure if this makes sense. The problem is this up here takes so much vertical space. I just realized now there's some error here with LL, isn't there? Unc, LL. Oof. Offset. What did we do wrong there? Function. Oh, it should be LLX, right? Not XLL. Could that be? LLX. I think so, yeah. Okay. Yeah, seems to be okay now. So, yeah, I do wonder if that makes sense to have it scroll here. Good question. I think what would be good is if you could like move this out, like this being like a separate window that you can move. Maybe, I don't know. Well, on the other hand, it's fine that you can collapse this, so you have a lot of space to look at. Maybe we should actually put these two on two lines, yeah, on one line, because it takes quite a bit of space, this thing here. Yeah. Let's revisit that. Imguyep. So, so basically we would have to set like an item width, right? $80. Imgui, same line. Oof. Oh, that is very small. How about we do a Imgui text unformatted, say page, then we do size and select. And then we put item width to 200 maybe. Same line. Oops. Same line. Same line. Maybe here we do this one shorter, hundreds. size, select page. We call it page select. Oh, now it's in the same line as this. Does this even work? Okay, that is not what I was intending. Well, this works. You can't click it. Yeah, let's remove this. Okay, page size, page select, and then we select here some 6, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What happens if we select all? Oof. Oof, it becomes impossible to select. Yeah, it becomes impossible to select it with this thing. Like the steps are so large. It's better here. This one you can still dial. The good thing is with this one you can see like the limit, right, of the page. Slider int. Wraparounds, no input. Logarithmic. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this slider is simply not made for this many selections. Yeah, but I mean, even with like 80 pages or so, it looks manageable here. If someone wants more than 100 pages, I think he needs to check himself. Right. Don't think that would be useful. Yeah. No, I think this is fine. Good. So we saved a little bit of vertical space. So yeah, the question is, do we want this here? I think it's good because this allows you to always see this thing here, right? The pages, right? Like you always see the stuff as you, like let's say, make it larger here, like 30. And then we can flick through the pages. And then we can scroll here. And we still have access to the other things here. Yeah. I think that makes actually a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's go with this for now. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's remove this one here. And let's see. Mm. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, so we have functions page data. This is span, matched function indices, named function indices array. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get functions page count, get functions page data. Yeah. Get functions page data. This function select the page. Is that the only page size also? Functions page data. Let's add a comment here. Page data is collected from multiple sources. How about we rename this to get selected functions page data? Get selected functions page data. Okay. So selected functions in pages. MGUI selected page 1, MGUI page size 25. Okay. All right, so here we have still some commented code. Let's remove that. No. Where's that? Here. There we go. And here. There we go. Right. Unmatched. Maybe the unmatched one. Maybe this one we should shrink to fit. Shrink to fit. Okay, so this one, if it's not matched function. Yeah, this looks fair. Get functions page count. Get functions page. Here we still have a comment. Page count. Yeah. So we can probably simplify this a bit. So this one is the same. I can move it out, and then we would have to say has remainder. If has remainder, then plus equal 1. Const bool has remainder. Or let's say size. So size t remainder Then we put this here, and then if remainder is not 0, then plus equal 1. Oops. Okay. Compare. So we have 2. We have 8 selections. Yeah. Let's select one more. 9 selections. 5. Seems to work. Okay. All right. Remainder page size. I think we can remove the downcast here. Okay, so this looks good. Here we have a anonymous namespace, functions subpage data, get functions subpage data, get functions. Yep, let's take it. Okay, entries, controls, matched functions, descriptor, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Add clippers. Okay. All right. Using always horizontal scrollbar instead of horizontal scrollbar because the list is glitching a bit when there's a typo. When the clipper makes it alternate between scrollbar on and off every frame in some situations. Yeah. Good, so we added a clipper. That looks fair. Using always horizontal scrollbar instead of horizontal scrollbar because the list is glitching a bit when the clipper. All right, then we have the clipper here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Good, here we removed cons and the function is smaller. Yeah. This looks good. Looks good. All right. Okay. Okay, I think that is. I think that's it. There's one more to do I would like to add. Named function here. Here, check if nodes can be excluded. Can be excluded from any save because it makes it big and slow. From imgui any save because it makes it big and slow to do. Okay. All right. Then so add clipper. Okay, add clipper to bundles and functions lists, and add pages to functions to function to function tables. Add pages for function tables. Commits. Okay, and then here we, by the way, let's see if it actually still compiles. Yeah. And then we put improve here, this one. Advance, create a fix up commit. This one. Yeah. Commits. Then we do rebase, auto squash. There we go. Good. LLX, yeah, good. Good. Then we have it fully. We have it fast, I would say. Good. Then there was actually one. Yeah, he said there's a warning, comment types, IMGUI app 1672. 1672. 1672. 1672. Well, we have changed things. That was from which date? 17th. 17th. So from this date, let's do check out this commit. Seven two. Here's a downcast. Oh. So is he compiling in 32 bits? Huh. Okay. Downcast. Let's search for all downcasts. So let's remove this here. Long downcast. Yeah. Okay, let's try it like this then. Let's do a stash. Check out. Stash pop. Remove downcast. We are not needed. Were not appropriate for x86. Let's say for 32-bit target. Okay, I think we can push this. Yeah. So all the big performance improvements are in. UI should be fast for the most part. Yeah. Good. Let's write an update here. Pushed latest. all important performance fixes are in release on my machine on release x64. I measure 2.1. What was it? I measure 440 milliseconds for loading both executables, for loading Thyme.pdb plus game.dat in succession to 1000 milliseconds for disassembling and comparing game.dat functions, disassembling or game.dat functions plus comparing with Thyme.exe. UI performance. UI performance has been improved. Prior 30 ms plus frames are now 1 milliseconds frames. We're using imgui clipper. And I added paging to functions, to selected functions. So it is no longer possible to have outrageous huge lists in one window. Okay, let's take a screenshot of that. Put a green is arrow. Okay, 16. There we go. 16. not using thread pools. Good. All right, then let's see what he says here. Got it. Let's turn it down. Multiple viewports. Clicking the checkbox in the great demo window. So I found that I had been setting multiple viewports enabled inside of the ImGUI. I removed the config setting from, and now it works as expected. The window will stay inside and above the main window, and docking works. Let me see. Yeah. 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 Okay. Good. So from my side, things look good. Yeah, performance improvements are in. We still have lots of things to do. I think next session we can try merge some of the stuff from Inhibition, aka Baptista, and then maybe do some other reviews for DM Green on Superpage. And yeah, then we need to proceed with, I would say next we should do coloring here in the assembler views here. Oof. All right. Yeah, good progress. A little bit slow on some of the aspects. I think we wasted a lot of time on the stack string, and it wasn't that much worth it in the end, so we didn't actually use it, but it's okay. Not a big deal. Now, as long as the UI is all fast and nice, I'm happy. Good. Yeah. Good. Then let's switch back to debug. It's better for development. And yeah. Yeah. Good. Then I will end it here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time, goodbye.